In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create a new user in Ubuntu server and how you can add that user into a sudoers group. And I will also show you what's the difference in between these two user groups. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Alright, so step number one, we are going to create a user first, and then we will test out what's the different groups, how the different groups work in the Ubuntu server. So for that, the command is add user, and then I'm gonna create a test1 user. So it says the directory already exists because I was doing a test before creating this, so it already created a new directory, but in your case it should be mentioning it's creating a new user directory. Okay, so here we need to set a password for that one, and I'm going to set a password and then the full name, whatever you want to give, all the information, and in the end it's going to ask you, is the information correct? Just need to press Y key and hit enter. Now the new user is created. So let's switch to that user. So for that, the command is su, that means switch user into test1. So you can see now I am logged in as a test1 user, and I'm gonna try just updating the Ubuntu server, apt update, and then the password for this one. Okay, so it says test1 is not in the sudoers file. That means from that test user I cannot do anything. I cannot install any open source open source packages or anything. I cannot do anything on this one. I can just check the IP address or do just the minimal things on using that user. So to make this user to work as a sudoer, you need to put that user into a sudoer file. So for that, we need to switch back to the other user, and then I'm gonna enter that command super user, and then I'm going back to the user what I was using, and that was the sudoer user, and then the password for that user. Okay, so now you can see I'm back to this user. Okay, so to create user, we type that command user add and the username. For adding a user into the sudoers list, we need to type the command add user. So it's kind of confusing when you are creating user. You sometimes type add user, then typing user add. So it's a little bit complicated, but you need to remember when you're putting a user into a sudoers list, you need to type add user. But if you're creating one, then user add. Okay, so I'm going to type the command sudo add user and the username, which is test1, and then the group name sudo. Hit enter. Sorry, the username is test1, not talhawan. Test1. So with these kind of tiny errors, we understand even more like what's going on. So it says that user does not exist. That means my command was correct, but the username was incorrect. Okay, so it's adding test1 into this group, and this user is added and done. So now I'm gonna switch back to the test1 user, and we will test out if I'm able to like update the Ubuntu server. Okay, so switch user test1 and then the password of that user. Okay, so now I am logged in as test1. So let's try sudo apt update and the password for this one. Now you can see I'm able to update this Ubuntu server. That means if I can use the sudo command, so that means I can install any open source package like WordPress or PHP or anything using that user. But if I was a non-sudoer user, I won't be able to do any installation or anything like that, but I was only able to see the IP address. So that's the difference in between a non-root user and a sudoer user. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video, and consider liking this video and subscribing the channel if you feel this video was helpful for you. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.